Eugene Stoner is known as being one of the most prolific firearms designer of the entire 20th century. Most people knowing him for his invention, or his hand in the invention, of the AR-15 platform and that entire family of rifles. What people are less familiar with is the weapon that he designed that bore his name, the Stoner 63. And if you do happen to know about it, odds are you know it from Call of Duty Black Ops. I see you. Is aight. For those who aren't familiar, quick highlights, the Stoner 63 was a 5.56 modular rifle and light machine gun, popularized for its use by special forces groups during the Vietnam War. Both in Vietnam and today, it is one of the most sought after light machine guns ever made. And I got to play with one. Now recently, I went up with the Unsub guys to New Hampshire to go visit Q. And while I was there, I got the opportunity to shoot Kevin's Stoner 63A in its belt-fed configuration. But what I have in my hands here is the gay cope version of that gun. This is the Robinson M96. This is a, for all intents and purposes, semi-automatic copy of the Stoner 63. Stoner 63 shaped firearm. And unfortunately, there is no belt-fed configuration for this one. And I say it's the gay cope version, not necessarily because it's bad, but there are a lot of differences. And honestly, I'm probably just butthurt that I don't own and probably will never own a real belt-fed Stoner. I think the last one that sold at Rock Island Auction sold for like $140,000, and that's before buyer's premium. It would literally be cheaper to buy a minigun. For context, these things usually go from like $4,000 to $6,000. So not cheap, but I'm coping, all right? As for why the real Stoner 63 is so fucking expensive, even compared to other transferable machine guns, yes, they were very sought after, but the number produced had a lot to do with it. Of all variants of the Stoner put together, the number I heard is that there were 4,000 of these things made, which is not a lot. So yeah, having a real deal transferable Stoner, kind of a big deal. So just remember when you're watching this shoot, that weapon's probably worth about as much as a small house. So, getting to shoot a Stoner 63 is an absolute this is a unicorn gun. I've never even seen one of these in person. So, yeah, this is a real privilege, real treat. Now, normally with a select fire gun on the channel, I normally try to rip off a couple rounds, drop it down into semi, and just get a feel for the gun. That didn't work out this time. Oh my God. So the semi-auto doesn't mean anything, does it?
No.
Okay, got it. So it's just auto only? I was gonna try to be nice to it at first.
It's for the rifle.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I love that. That's hot. That's really hot. So that is obviously the belt-fed configuration of the Stoner 63. A lot of people would consider that the most popular and the most successful variant of the Stoner, but I guess the entire concept behind it is that it was one of the first really modular weapon platforms. So you could run it as a belt-fed light machine gun, like a lot of dudes really like to do. You can run it like this, where you've got an AR-15 style magwell on the bottom. So you could run it just, you know, like a normal rifle, carbine, all depending on how you set it up. There's even a variant where they had the magwell on the top, and you fed it basically like a Bren. Why you would want to do that? But you could if you wanted to. If you wanted to! What's going on, guys? Greetings from Austin. That's the chair that guys who want more gun control sit in. But I'm here to talk to you guys about something serious for a second. Freedom is disappearing fast. Freedom to protect yourself, freedom to live how you want, even freedom to control your own money. The system's grip's kind of tightening, and one of their favorite weapons to use is debt. Crippling, soul-crushing debt. So if you're buried in credit cards, student loans, or medical debt, you're not in control anymore. The banks are. But you can help take control by checking out our sponsor, PDS Debt. PDS Debt have helped tens of thousands of people break free and take back their financial future. There's no minimum credit score required. They're just there to help you save more, pay off your debt faster, and put that money back into your pocket. So you can be 30 seconds away from being debt-free by getting your free assessment and figuring out what the best options are for you. You can do that by going to pdsdebt.com/BH. That's pdsdebt.com/BH. It's also in the description and in the pinned comment. Yes, when I say this is one of the most desirable light machine guns of all time, I don't just mean from a collector's perspective. I mean, of course it is there. But even back during Vietnam, this was really well known within the Special Forces community. A lot of your Green Berets, your Navy SEALs, they fucking love this thing. And who could blame them? Let's compare apples to apples here. You're a 24-year-old farm boy from Arkansas. You're halfway around the globe tromping through the mud so Lyndon B. Johnson can make more money on Halliburton. Look it up. You've just been told you're going on mission, you're gonna be required to hump a light machine gun about 20 miles through the fucking mud, in the swamps, possibly getting ambushed. It's hot as fuck and you're already carrying a shitload of equipment. Would you rather have a 23-pound, let me actually just grab it, I have one here. What the fuck am I doing? Would you rather carry a 23+ pound M60 light machine gun, or the light machine gun variant of the Stoner 63, which weighed just under 12 pounds, literally half the fucking weight? I know the whole saying is ounces equal pounds, but fucking pounds equal pounds. In this case, 12-pound difference on your primary fighting rifle, big fucking jump. Now, of course, it's 5.56 versus 308, but I mean, hey, this isn't my opinion. This is the opinion of the fucking guys who were there. Not only the guys who were there, the guys who were there writing the fucking book, sometimes literally, on what would become the most elite fighting units America's ever had.
There we go, clear.
So let's go over manual of arms a little bit. So we've got our fire selector, which is over on the left side. So when you're holding it, it's right where your thumb is. Up is safe, down is fire. Charging handle is here on the left side. There is a last round bolt fold open. Magazine release is in the typical AR-15 position. Up front, we have our gas adjustment. Basically just looks like somebody slapped a foul adjustable gas block up here. Once you see so many different ways to skin a cat when it comes to firearm design, you kind of see the matrix. You see God in everything. And if you're interested in firearm design, you can get your start at sdi.edu, down in the links in the description and in the pinned comment. Here's where it gets kind of cool. There's a button here on the bottom, and when you press it, it allows you to quickly remove and replace the barrel. It's pretty cool. It's basically just like an AR-15 style barrel extension with a little tapered pin that just plugs right there in the bottom. Don't know if it's the same on the real one. Like I said, Geico. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this pin here, and the shotgun's open like so. And here we start getting into where this is not really a Stoner 63 on the inside. In all the disassembly footage and photos that I've seen, real Stoner 63 has a spring in the rear, and the bolt and carrier are one unit. In this case, the spring is in the front around the piston, kind of like the SIG 550 series. And the disassembly, you have to, push this little plunger in and whatnot, and then rotate the gas tube out. It's kind of an ordeal. So we rotate this gas tube out so I can show you. You can kind of see this is the piston here. So kind of a long stroke piston, but you can see there at the bottom how the spring is around the piston instead of being in the rear. So you can kind of see the spring through these little vent holes. Like I said, very much SIG 550 style. You can take this pin out and voila, I give you a foul. So yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna take the rest of it apart, mostly because on this gun, taking it apart is kind of like riding a bike. By that, I mean, I fall off and my dad hits me. But yeah, like I said, lots of differences when you actually start taking a look at it between the real Stoner and the Robinson M96. AK building. Once you learn the habits, they're there. But that is the basic gist of it. So like I said, the Robinson N96 is not necessarily the Stoner I deserve, but it is, however, the Stoner I can afford. All right guys, well, we're out here at Drive Tanks doing a little bit of test fire on the Robinson M96. Now it's time to see how this compares to the very, very titty Stoner that we shot the other day.
This is true.
I'm expecting to be let down, but it's still really cool. For this to be cope, it is still like $7,000 of cope. So,
Jesus.
Yeah. Charge that up real quick. It's actually pretty rad. It's still actually, I mean, it's not bad. Recoil is pretty nice. It almost recoils downward. You see what I mean about that like downward recoil impulse?
It feels weird, but it's really easy to shoot.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
No, it's sweet.
And it actually ran well. But nothing beats a belt fed, dude.
I don't know, it's still pretty dope though.
Gonna need, well, you want one?
It needs It needs a bayonet lug.
Yeah.
It really needs a bayonet lug.
What is the chesty puller? Where do you attach the bayonet?
Yeah, when they brought the flamethrower out for him to try.
God bless that man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you got a double feature today of both the Stoner 63 and the Robinson M96. Robinson, if you're watching this, sorry I kept calling this gay cope. When belt fed conversion. God, I finally get to do that to somebody else. It's fucking awesome. Feels good. I see why you guys did it. No shit, I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I know I enjoyed doing a little bit more of a deep dive, just some reading onto the Stoner 63. A lot there. You can actually watch Eugene Stoner, in his own words, talk about basically the inception of the Stoner and the thought that went into it. Some of the issues they had in the military trials, a bunch of different stuff like that. It's really cool to be able to hear a designer in their own words talk about the development of something like this. So those resources are actually on YouTube, which is where we found them. It's pretty fucking cool, actually. Thank you to Kevin for letting me shoot your beautiful, beautiful, very expensive light machine gun. If you'd like to see more footage of us shooting all sorts of rare machine guns up at our visit at Q, including a Beretta Raffica, like the 93R. I've never even fucking seen one of those before in my life, and he had the one from Hot Shots Part 2 of all fucking things. If you want to see that footage, go ahead and check out Pepperbox. We put a bunch of exclusives there and a lot more machine gun content, a lot of stuff that sometimes we can't put on YouTube. I know I'm kind of doing that anyway. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Big ups to Liquid Richard, and I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Thanks. Fucking gay cope. So like I said, the Robinson M96 is not necessarily the, fuck me, why did you do that? Oh, did you hear my finger pop? That was nasty.